Today we're talking about time-lapse photography. More importantly, how to create the time-lapse once you've got your images. Okay, we're going to actually touch base on a couple of different programs and how to use it, how to do it. Particularly one of my good friends, Mark from Toothless Images, has sent me over a video of how he does it, and I'm going to talk you through his video how you do it, which is what he's asked me to do for yourself. Before we do jump over to that, please do go and jump over and have a look at his channel, which I will link in the description for yourself. Please do also click on subscribe to both his and my channel. Click the notification bell to get notified of any future contents, and please do give us a thumbs up if you do like this channel, and leave any comments you may have as well. Okay, now first of all, a little bit more about Toothless Images. He does a lot of drone races, so those little drones you can get that fly quite quickly with the camera on it. He does a lot of that, as well as night photography such as star trails, nebulas and stuff like that. Okay, with myself, I do a lot of weddings and portraiture. That's my main thing, but I also do night photography as well, such as star trails as well. Okay, but without further ado, let's jump to it. Okay, so we're in a program called StarStaX. That's StarStaX. It normally comes with a capital X at the end, actually, and this is a really good program to merge all of those star trail photos that you've taken together to create the star trail. Okay, so I'm going to talk you through this. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, Mark from Toothless Images has created this video for us, and to show how he particularly does this. I do it very similar, but he's asked me to actually put this voiceover, as I mentioned earlier. So first of all, as you can see at the top, he's even put some text on there for you to help you load it up and go through the details. So first of all, he's saying load images into StarStaX. Very simple. So without further ado, let's sort this out. So we're going to load up the images that we need, and basically selecting all of those images. So as you can see, these are all his images that he's taken the other night, and he's just highlighted them all, dragging them, dropping them over there, and he's got all the images. Okay, so once they're in there, there's a few things that you can actually do. Okay, so you can click on, let me just pause that a minute, so you can click comment mode, okay, and then that will allow you to stretch out the star trail. So basically what StarStaX will do is it will go from one image to the next image where it sees that the star has moved, and it will fill in the gap in between, making the star trail. Okay, so with comment mode you can stretch out the lines a little bit further and such and such, but for this particular one he's not clicked it on that for this purposes. And to create a time lapse, what you need to do is under this part here, you go down to here and you save after each step. Okay, so it will do it automatically for you. You just need to tick that box, okay, and then you'll put the time-lapse photo, so that's one where it says each individual one, into a separate folder. Just call it TL or something, time-lapse. Okay, but it will also save all of the images that will be merged together at the end of the process as well, so you'll get that image as well, which will create the actual image effect that you want. But for the time-lapse you need to save each section individually, because that way you'll see it just moving like a movie. With me? Okay, so let's continue on this now. So tick in this box, and then you click on browse, as I mentioned earlier, and save it into a separate folder. Ideally what I tend to do, and what Mark tends to do, is we save it in the same place as where the original images came from, but we'll just create an extra folder called time-lapse, or TL for short. Okay, so once you've done that and you saved it, you can then go over to this section here where you can see he's highlighting it. That is the process button. You literally just click on that and it starts processing the images. Okay, now it's going to take a little while for it to go through all those. Okay, so we are going to fast forward this to show you the end sort of results of this for yourself. Okay, so now that has all been saved, as you can see, we've got all the files here. So you go to your folder you have saved them in and rename them so the numbers are sequential. Okay, so for example, you can actually highlight them all and then type A, and then it will change them all to A, A1, A2, A3, A4, or you can just put the number 1 and then it will go 1 and then brackets 2, 3, 4, etc, etc. So that show you what we mean. Okay, so we're going to go into the folder where all the images are saved. Okay, these are the time-lapse photos. Okay, so you just click on it, rename, and Mark's just going to put a letter in here, so he's put A for this case. So you can see it's A, and then in brackets you've got 1, bracket 2, bracket 3, and so forth. Okay, so now what we need to do is go into Photoshop, click on Open. You just click on the first image, so you find your folder, of course, and click on the first image only. Okay, click on image sequential at the bottom there. Okay, click on Open, change it to your 24 frames a second if it needs to change it, depends on how you shot it. That will load it up in there. You can see it's in the timeline here now. Okay, so now you need to go to File, Export, Render Video. And that, my friends, is pretty much it. Obviously you need to rename that file to whatever you want, save it into wherever you want it to go. Okay, but ultimately that's all you need to do, and then you just click on render at the top right afterwards, making sure it's the right frame rate, right size if you want, and then you just process it basically, and that is as simple as it gets. Okay, so what we're going to do in a moment is we're going to let it render, okay, and then we're going to actually reopen the file that we've saved it, exported it, and show you the time lapse. Okay, so you can see how it looks. Simple as that. Now, as a rule of thumb, you want really about 240, 250 or more images to create a time lapse to get a decent length one. I have done time lapse with about 100 images, but you're talking probably about 10 seconds worth. So really you want a good 40, 50, 60 seconds worth of time lapse, and that's it really. Okay, so now I'm going to open up the file. Okay, and this is your time lapse. Okay, hopefully you enjoyed that. Now in that image you can see that the dumpster is in sharp focus as well. Okay, now obviously that wouldn't happen unless you did focus stacking, which is a completely different tutorial, but basically you focus on the stars to do all your star photography, and then you refocus on the dumpster, take some shots of that, and then you merge those in together, and that's how you do focus stacking. So it's only a couple extra steps, but it's well worth doing when you've got an interesting subject in the foreground as well. Okay, and of course you can see fulfilling the rule of thirds. I'm sure you all know about rule of thirds, but if you're not sure about it, please do drop a comment, and maybe I'll do a tutorial relating to that. But until then, again, please jump over to Toothless Images and check them out. Please do subscribe to my channel as well, and leave some comments. Alright, till then, stay safe, keep shooting, take care.